Welcome to the live stream. So just wait for, well, I don't have participants today, but you can drop your comments below and then please indicate where you're watching from, your city or country. Thank you. And just here you can drop your comments. Like I said, don't forget to mention your city and your country where you are watching from. Just have to do something quickly. Feel free to join me, guys. Please message me. It's it like wonder if I'm loud enough for you guys to hear me. Right? Okay. It's better. Hey guys, if you are, feel free to drop your comments below. You can also indicate your city, your country, where you watch from. Also, if you are interested to join me Like I host a speaking practice for IELTS questions. So if you are preparing for IELTS, or even if you're not preparing, even if you just wanna practice your English speaking skill, um, the IELTS questions, they are just questions for your daily activities, especially for part one questions. So it would really, the questions are relatable. Like you can relate, you know what to say, you have that kind of experience. An example of a question. Um, Sometimes it asks you, what is your daily routine? Or do you like coffee or tea? So these kinds of questions for part one. But for part three questions, it becomes more general. Like it's not just your own like personal um, experience or personal opinion, but the experience of people in general. Sometimes it's about, um, for example, general people in your country or general people um, globally. So that's the type of questions for part three. And if you know part two questions, no, it's not questions. Well, it's like you have to speak for 2 minutes nonstop. Your examiner will not stop you. Your examiner will wait until you finish the 2 minutes, and then and if you are still speaking, your examiner will say, "Okay, time is up." So yeah, you can join me. So yeah, please guys, you can drop your comments down below. So I'm still busy, but I'm watching your comments, guys. If you have comments, you can just get them. Yeah. For my viewers, hi guys. So just leave your comments below and then I'll get back to you, okay? Okay. If it's better, you can see my face clearly. Okay. So I'm gonna pick some questions here before I take a break. Taking a break. Yeah, because I'm waiting for others who wanna join me. Okay, questions, guys. So I'll generate questions and then I'll answer those questions. Just to practice. So topic is about hobbies. Okay, first question. Do you like making other people laugh? Why and why not? Actually, I'm naturally a shy person. So I like to make people laugh, but because I'm shy, I don't want to initiate something. I can maybe I do that um, when the people around me are really my close friends. Yeah, my close circles. Okay, so that's my answer. Do you think it's important for people to laugh? Why and why not? It is important, absolutely. Just the other day, I thought like, oh man, I need to laugh, and it's been a while. I noticed that I haven't laughed that really loud, like rolling on the floor. It's because I haven't been able to speak with those people that I can laugh with like that. So, and I thought like, oh, yeah, I thought like, oh no, it's too bad. And it's because I know it's important. I know it makes you healthy mentally and emotionally. So that's my answer. And last question for part one. Is laughing the same as feeling happy, do you think? Why and why not? I just got these questions, guys, from an app. Okay, so I'm just reading them. It's not really mine. So, is laughing the same as feeling happy? No, sadly not. So that's my direct answer. And it's many people, they just laugh as a to pretend they're happy, but deep inside they're not happy. And when you are happy, you don't need to laugh to show to people that you're happy. It would radiate in you, like in your face, the glow in your eyes, and your whole being. So, yeah, it doesn't mean that when the person laughs that he's happy, and it doesn't mean that when a person doesn't laugh is unhappy. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, I'll just answer all these five questions. Actually, there are five here in this part. So, could you tell me a typical day of yours? Oh, but typical. I want to create my own typical days. So, yeah, usually I wake up, I sleep in, I like to sleep in. And it's because I'm also up pretty late. And it's just a cycle. When I sleep in, then of course, understandably, um, at night I'm still up till like maybe midnight or past midnight. So it's just a cycle. But if I wake up early, and the downside also of waking up early for me, then by 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I feel tired and I need to nap. And then my nap uh, will go as long as 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, even 3 hours. So then at night, then I'm I'm up till late midnight or past midnight. Okay, so last question. What are good hobbies and bad hobbies? What are good hobbies and bad habits? To me, it's just my opinion because I know for other people, they don't feel that this is good and that, to each his own. So, good hobbies for me, like music, because it makes you relax. It's either you are singing or you are learning uh, tunes or you're playing a musical instrument. It I read somewhere that, and I think everybody also, or not 80% of the population agrees with me that it makes you feel relaxed, and it can also for newborn, for example, for little children, it's good for their brain. It can make them smart. That's what I've read. Okay, and yeah, those are good hobbies. Bad hobbies for me, I can name one, something that is very risky. For example, to me, like, when you ride a motorbike and this is like motor ride and you are chasing, you're tailing, or you are riding through a hill and you are accelerating. For some, that's very it's exciting, but to me, it's a bad hobby because it's dangerous. Okay, so part three questions, and then after part three, we can do part or a cue card. Honestly, guys, I don't like answering part three questions because, well, I don't know. It's just I like to just speak short sentences. So if I speak a lot, because I'm shy and I usually just not want to speak too much. Okay, here we go. So making friends. Let's pick that one, that topic. So making friends. What are the differences between adults and children in terms of making friends? Okay, so speaking about differences, okay, for one, for adults, they know who to make friends. So they choose, they know, or they pick because maybe with past experience, they would say like, oh, okay, I better make friends with someone the same age as me because if I make friends with people who are younger than me, then they're so boring. We cannot, our 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 thoughts are not different or different mindsets. And if it's older, the same. Um, so that's one difference. And then for children, they just don't care. They make friends with older people because they don't have any experience. They just wanna uh, they for example with older people they make friends because they want to play, or than them, the same reason they want to play. But there are other reasons too. It's not only because of playing. And then that's one difference between adults and children. Another thing is that um, for adults, they limit their friends because to them it's very overwhelming. They get overwhelmed to handle so many friends. So they just want to have like maybe between 3 to 5 good friends in their circle that they can confide in. So, uh, yeah, that's one. And then the difference with younger ones, they, as just as what I've observed with younger ones, for those who are really extroverted children, they want to make friends as many as they can. They don't feel about being overwhelmed. They just wanna, whoever is there, they want to make friends because that's just their personality. They want to talk, they want to learn something because children, they are like sponge. They're thirsty of learning. So they just want to, whoever is there that they can talk to, whether it's younger, whether it's different, from different culture, from different whatever colors maybe. They just want to make friends because, yeah, they want to talk, they want to learn, they want to, you know, they want to also share their own thoughts, their own experiences. Okay, that's the difference. You see, it's it's too long. Anyways, when it's actual test, speaking test, guys, your your examiner will always find a way to, when you are speaking too long, or even if it's not too long, but when your examiner feels that you are maybe out of topic, or your ideas don't really um, there's no coherence of your ideas, I'm sure. So your examiner will find a way to um, distract you to another question. Okay, so that's just the reality when you are in an actual speaking IELTS speaking test. Okay, next question: can adults make friends with children? Yes, definitely. Um, Actually, I also mentioned in my previous answer for the previous question that um, people, they make friends to learn from others, right? Uh, they want to learn. They want for adults to make friends with children. It's more on encouraging those children to like widen their horizon, that they can be friends with. They're not limited to just their age. They can make friends with adults. So as an adult, for example, and I make friend with children, so my intention is for that child to also widen his horizon, right? That it's okay to make friends with adults. The only downside, in my opinion, it's a lot of responsibility because for an adult to a child, to make friend with a child, because you are the one always adjusting, like always listening. But I think in any relationship, listening is the best quality. You listen, you don't just talk too much, and you monopolize the conversation. So you let the other person speak, talk, and you are just there to listen. Okay, guys, I have to take a break because I have something in my kitchen and now it's calling me. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, okay, now the next question. It's the third question, and for this part three, this will be the last question, and then I'll move on to the cue card. Okay. So, what do you think are the most important factors when making friends? Wow, good question. Okay, so I can mention two things. Okay, one factor is to listen, and another factor is always be positive. Okay, I'll explain that for listening. Uh, when you are, when you make friends, for example, you just meet the person. So to me, it's very important that when you have the conversation, that you don't monopolize the conversation. Otherwise, your listener would get so bored, or maybe feel that you're selfish. You just want to, you know, uh, I know I have this experience when I speak to someone, when I talk to someone, and always just talking about himself. And as soon as I say something, and that person would interrupt. But I think that's kind of some mental issues. They don't really know that they're like that. But to the other, to the receiving end, it's not fun. So you don't want to, you don't enjoy the conversation. So listening is very important. And now about positive. So um, being positive, when you, for example, hear from someone like you're talking to, don't always say negative things like, oh no, that's no, that's not how I understand it, or that's not that's not true. So you don't want to water down the if it's wrong. But to me, it's important that you hear the person, you hear the ideas, and then you can, if you don't agree, you don't, to me, it's important that you don't right away say, no, I don't agree with you. You can always say that, um, yeah, I know many people share your opinion, your views, but you know what I feel? This is how I feel. This is how I think it is. Um, so yeah, that's being positive. You don't always, you know, throw a negative vibe. Sorry. So yeah, I think that's my opinion about factors of um, important factors when making friends. Okay, so now the cue card. So let's, okay, the topic for cue card is happy. All right, describe a couple you know who have a happy marriage. Okay. So bullet points, you should say who they are, how you know them, what they usually do together, and explain why you think they're a happy married couple. Okay, so okay guys, so this is just a tip. If you haven't experienced yet IELTS speaking test, an IELTS speaking test, for a cue card, you speak for 2 minutes, and that's uninterrupted. But before that, before you get your slip like this, that would show what you are gonna, what topic you're gonna do, you're gonna talk about. So, and then after that, after giving you a slip, then your examiner will give you 1 minute to prepare. So you are given actually like a little paper and pen where you can write your notes. while you are also looking at the slip that uh, that says your what you're gonna talk about. So yeah, you do your notes for 1 minute to prepare. And usually when you write your notes, you just write because the 1 minute is not it, it's not really a lot for you to prepare or to write a lot of things. So you just write maybe like key points. Um, let's say, for example, if you say who they are, you just put maybe the name instead of writing full names, you can just write like the beginning of their names. Let's say, for example, if the couple's name is um, Andrew and Sue. So for Andrew, you can just write A, capital A, and then you don't have to write and, you just put S space and then S. So Andrew, Sue. And then, well, that's what I do. It, you can also do whatever you think is better. So, and then how you know them. So how you know them, for example, you know them from friends, from a party that your friend invited you to go, and then this couple also were there. So you can just say, okay, you if your name, if your friend's name is Daisy, so you just say, okay, you just say, or you just write D and then party. So that's how I would do. And then what they usually do together. So this couple A and S, like Andrew and Sue. So what are the activities that for you? I'm sure they have so many activities they do, right? So what are the activities that stand out for you to mention in your speaking? Let's say they do, for example, music. They play the guitar, they play piano, um, and they also do their athletes. They do running, um, but just just pick one. Let's say you pick music. Just write music. So you have A, S, and then your second bullet points, you have um, D, party, and then your third bullet points, um, the activities or what they usually do together is say music. So, and then the last bullet points explain why you think they are a happy married couple. So, for example, you know that they always go together, whether to go shopping or whether doing household chores. They do it together. So you just say shopping, and then household, or just say chores. So yeah, okay. Now you have your key points, you have your notes. Now you're ready to talk. So now I'm gonna talk. Okay. So guys, so I'll just follow what I've made, the the notes that I've made. Okay. So I have so many friends and happy married couples as well, but I'm gonna describe this couple, my favorite couple. Their names are Andrew and Sue. Um, they are young couples, like maybe between 35, 40. Um, I don't really know their exact age, but, and I met them in a party. I was invited by a friend, very close friend of mine. She invited me for like a dinner. It was just like, like just to show hospitality. There was really no special occasion, but showing hospitality to me is in itself a special occasion, and I was invited, so I felt so privileged. Um, I didn't time myself anyway. So I met this couple, Andrew and Sue, and we were talking. And I like to. My hobby is also music. So I play the guitar, and I'm learning also to play keyboards. So we were talking, and they mentioned about they both one. I think it's the husband. It's Andrew who plays the guitar very well, and then mostly jazz. He said, and then Sue also is a piano teacher. And to me, that was awesome. So we were talking, and we had a very good conversation. And then I also learned that they both love to run. So that's their form of exercise to keep them healthy. So they run. I actually joined them one time to go for a run. I like to run as an exercise, but I'm lazy. So I just go out for a walk, like an hour walk. So that's my normal exercise. Okay, so yeah, I joined them. That was fun. One day we went together, and it was really raining. And yeah, but even though it was raining, I was just, it felt good because you know that your body, you get, it was very um, energizing. It was exhausting, but at the same time energizing. I think you know what I mean. And yeah, so that's what they really do together. And I think that is very important, that thing that they do together, running, and their music too. Even though they have different instruments they play, but music is whatever it is, whatever instrument, you have that common ground, like connection with other people. So I think that those are the factors that made them really very close, and um, they understand each other. And those are the factors. There are so many. I know there it's not only like two factors to that they are a happy couple, considered a happy couple. And another thing is that I learned that at home they don't. For example, it's a stereotype that women are doing the chores at home, like washing dishes or cooking. But with this couple, Andrew and Sue, they actually do chores together. For example, when one is washing dishes, one is drying the dish, or yeah, or or one is cooking, and the sink is right there and the stove is right there. So they always like have the chance to talk, even though they are doing chores. Okay, so I think, guys, that's it. I've been speaking for like 4 minutes. Anyways, so yeah, I hope you learned something about making how to make your notes, how to do your notes. Like just do an outline, and outline also, if you write lots of words, then your 1 minute is very, very short. If maybe you can only write 5 words. So instead of words, just write letters. That's how I do it, for example. Okay. So now I'm gonna take a break. And I'll be back, okay? Okay, guys, I'll be back. Hi guys, I'm back because I didn't notice that some of you are watching. So hello, Shiva, Sunar. So yeah, I was I was focusing on my speaking. So where do you can you hear me because you asked me can you speak aloud? So can you hear me okay? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so Balwinder, can you speak aloud also? I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. Okay, so can you hear me? And I don't know what's happening. Um, him 13. What are you talking? Oh boy, I didn't know. Hello guys. So let me know if you can hear me. I don't know what's wrong. I thought like I'm speaking aloud. Okay, hold on. So I'm texting, okay? Can you hear me now? Hi. Hold on. I didn't know that you can't hear me. Okay, so Oh, that's good. Pass C1. That's good that you can hear me. I don't know what happened, why they cannot hear. So you can still hear me? I don't know what's happening. Okay, I just finished the part 1 questions and then part 3, and I also had a cue card. Okay, guys. So I wonder if you are. That's good, but others cannot hear me. I don't know why. Can you hear me? Okay, I was supposed to take a break, but now I didn't see your messages till I went till I went to my room. Okay, so I think maybe it's their volume, it's their audio. I'm not sure. So, okay, let me know if you can hear me. And also please mention your city. Where are you watching from? And if you want to hear also another set of part 1, part 2, part 3 questions in IELTS speaking, okay? And then I'm having my monitor here. So okay. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, now I can also I can so I'm gonna do another set of questions. And please let me know if you can hear me, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna do hold on. Part 1 questions, and this one is about home and accommodation. Okay, first question. Tell me about the kind of accommodation you live in. Okay, so um, the accommodation I live in, it's an apartment in a high-rise building. I'm on the 18th floor, and it's it's one bedroom apartment, but it's very I would say huge, huge living room. I have a big um, um, sleeping room and a big closet, and then bathroom. I'm not too happy. It's not that big, but I think it's bigger than the standard bathroom in in other apartments too here in the downtown area. So I live here in the downtown Ottawa, and yeah, I have a balcony, and I'm pretty happy with the apartment where I live. Okay, so um, second question. Okay, tell me if you can hear me. Tell me if you can hear me. Okay. So another question, how long have you lived there? It's been like 3 years, more than 3 years, because in my old apartment, we lived there for let's say maybe 15 years in our old apartment, but because the management ordered us to, well, they applied for demolition of that apartment because that was a very old building, and they wanna turn it into a new, I don't know, I heard condominiums, but into a condominium, but I also heard that they'll they will make a building for offices, like rental offices. Okay, so let me know, guys, if you hear me. And now, yeah, so that, and then from that apartment, I moved here, and I moved here 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago. Now, what do you dislike about living there? Okay, so third question, what do you like about living there? Oh, first and foremost, this building is quiet because most of the tenants, they are elderly people, retired. They retired from their federal government work, or they were federal government employees, and now they have retired and they just want to have a quiet life. And that's what I really like living here. Another thing is it's just very close to amenities like grocery stores. I'm very close to the Parliament Hill, like a nice tourist attractions. I'm very close to. I can just walk over to see, or join the other to join tourists to enjoy the views. Okay, so that's two. Those are two things that I like. I know there are many things that I like. There are many reasons why I like living here. Okay, so fourth question, what do you dislike about living there? That's hard because I don't think there's something that I dislike. No, I don't have anything that I dislike so far. Only that they changed some rules in this building have changed. It's about garbage, but it's also for our own good, for all the tenants, to be tidy and everything. So, but like sometimes when there are things that you normally do because it's normal to do, and then suddenly it is changed. So the adjustment period is just not easy to deal with. Okay, so yeah, but overall, this is a very, very nice apartment. Okay, guys, so I don't know. Let me know. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So, yeah, here they are. Okay, guys. So let me know if you can hear me. I think you are gone. I don't know. I'm really sorry that I didn't notice that. Yeah, you send lots of messages. Okay, thank you for my viewers. Now I'm gonna take a break. Oh, so I said one set of questions. So I'm gonna do another one or three questions. So part three, let's see. Food and restaurant. So that's our topic today. Hi guys. So let me know if you are there. And please message if you can hear me. Why do you think people go to restaurants when they want to celebrate something? Okay, so going to a restaurant is something you show to someone who is celebrating that it is a special occasion. I know some people, they just host a party at home and then they, hire caterer to bring food, or they hire someone to cook, and that's also good. But taking a person or celebrating something and then at a restaurant is something very special. It's also another reason why people do that is they save themselves from a lot of work. Because if they do that at home, then they have to clean up, or even before the party, they have also to clean the whole house or the whole place and decorate and everything. But at a restaurant, you can do it even spontaneously. Okay, so that's the reason. And another thing, okay, next question. Which are more popular in your country, fast food restaurants or traditional restaurants? Okay, guys, let me know if you can hear me, okay? So, which are more popular? I think nowadays it's like 50-50. Um, Fast food restaurants, they are very, I think there are lots of fast food restaurants everywhere. So maybe in this, for example, in one city you have like in the downtown area, um, you have maybe 50 fast food restaurants, and then you have also 50 traditional restaurants. So that's why I said it's 50-50. So 50% of the people um, think that fast food restaurants. They're really nice, they're exciting. And 50, but of course, those 50% also will go to, okay, for 100%, so 50% or some of that 100% will go to fast food restaurants, and some of that 50% or 100% will also go to a traditional restaurant. Okay, so which are more popular? Okay, what do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Okay, I think because it's because, population, like certain population is or certain population includes a lot of younger people. Younger people, they usually like to go to a fast food restaurant, and the reason for that is because at home, for example, when their parents they're very strict at imposing, like, you have to eat healthy, so they cook, they ask their children to also help to cook, to prepare meals, and they even force their children to eat this is good, this is very nutritious, this carrot, this kale. And so when those younger people, when they have money, for example, they start working, or maybe even just their allowance from their parents, they go to a fast food restaurant because they feel that's exciting, that's something different. I think that's the reason. Like, so, but I said 50-50, right? So some of those who like to go to a fast food restaurant, they also like a traditional restaurant. So that's just one reason. I know there are many. Another reason, let's say, I just want to mention this, because people, not only the younger generation, but also older ones, because um, it's less work. They just go drive through, and then they have food. They and it's cheaper than going to a traditional restaurant, and they sit there, they wait. But for fast food, it's fast, and yeah, they don't have time to make their own meal. They don't have time to go to a restaurant and wait, order and wait. So they just, so that's one of the reasons. Another reason. Okay. So I think that's last for part 3. And I'll also mention some more of the cue card. Cue card. Okay, let's say friend. Friend. Cue card. Describe a friend who has played an important part in your life. Okay. Part in You should say who was he or she, how did you meet, how long you two know each other, and explain what important part he played in. Oh, okay, so gonna speak about, okay, so I'll teach you how to do it too. So I also mentioned in my previous cue card earlier that I talked about. I've been one, I've been here for an hour now. Anyways, so I'll just finish this and then I'll wrap it up. So, okay, so you are given 1 minute to prepare. So you talk for 2 minutes. That's if you haven't been to an IELTS speaking test yet. So prepare for 1 minute. Your examiner will give you a note, like a piece of paper and a pen. And then also will give you the slip where your cue card is. That would say, like, describe a friend who has played an important part in your life. And yeah, and then the bullet points. Okay, so that's what your examiner will explain to you before you start. Now, to make a note, so you, they would say, oh, make a note and write a note or an outline. So, and how I do it so that I can do it fast, because 1 minute will just go very fast. uh, for example, if you mention names, for example, here it says, who was she? So instead of writing the whole name, if the name is Rosanna, it's yeah, how many letters do you have to write? So instead of Rosanna, you can just say R. You can just like write R, and then another bullet point, how you meet. How did you meet? Then let's say you meet in a bus or bus stop, um, or any reasons, or in a meeting, for example. So you just write meeting instead of meeting, just write M if you remember. But if you feel that if I write M, I won't remember. So you just write MTG. So I think that would give you a clue, when you look at, because you are allowed to look at your notes when you speak. So because that's your kind of your cue, what you're gonna say. It's very helpful, so you have to do it. Well, that's the ideal thing to do. You do your Okay, so now another thing, how long you've known each other, and explain why, what important part he played in your life. Okay, so how long? Then you can just say 2 or 10. That means years, or you can just put 10 and then Y, letter Y. And then role, important, important part. So let's say like if he becomes your advisor, for example, or just for any reason, like um, giving you advice, or supporting you, mentally, emotionally, financially, or yeah, you can just different things. So if you say like support, support, let's say support, you can just write the whole word. It's okay, because you've been already like abbreviating a lot of those information from other bullet points, so you can just support. And then if you want to mention emotionally, and then after emotionally, you can just put M, mentally, or financially, F. Okay, so now you have that outline, you can look at it, and then your examiner would say, okay, your 1 minute is up, you can start speaking. Okay, so now I'm going to start speaking, and I time myself. So I'm going to describe this person that plays an important part in my life. I know there are other friends that I have who also like really, who have played an important integral part in my life as well. But this person is very special, and the the part that she plays in my life is uh, it's of immense importance, because um, up to this day, she's very active in helping me. Okay, so her name is Rosanna. So I just mentioned Rosanna. Her name is Rosanna. Uh, and actually, guys, you do okay. I'll just continue. Her name is Rosanna, And we met. The first time we met was in a meeting. So we were in a meeting, and she was very friendly. She came to me because she was new, and I've been going to that meeting for years, and she was new. She just came that, I think, that week for that meeting, and then she came up to me and said and introduced herself, and then since then we became really close friends. And um and that was many years ago. I think that was 15 years ago when we the first time we met. And then every time she's very, I like the way she is, because even though it's very common for friends, even though you are really, you like each other, you love each other, but there are times that you disagree about things. So even if there were times that we disagreed on a lot of things, um, she would always like say like, okay, sorry that I said this, I said that, but sometimes also I do the same. And I always tell her, oh, I really love you, I really like you. And I always mention to her those beautiful qualities that she has. I don't want to just keep them to myself. I want her to know that this is her. Like, you're very humble, you're very hospitable. She likes to cook. She likes to invite me to um to her house to eat. And I think that's very important to me. That part that she plays in my life is very important to me, because it makes me happy. It makes me feel connected to such a person that really cares about the things that I like. For example, when she would invite me to her house to for dinner, she would always say, "Oh, okay, I know you like this. You like this kind of food. So what else do you like? Because I'll make that for you." So that part, that thing about her, like I said, it's very important to me, because I feel so connected to, um, because I live here in Canada, and culture is different, and food is different. And if she cooks food for me, uh, which is, like something that has to do with the the way I am, like culturally. So I feel like, okay, this is good. I feel good. It feels good. Okay. So I think that's about it, guys. I've been talking for like 4 minutes. Always 4 minutes. Okay. So that's it, and then I'll take a break. I'll just leave a message. Okay, guys, if you are there, just comment below. Okay, guys. So oh yeah, instead of taking a break, I'm now like signing out. So bye now, guys. I'll see you again next time. Okay? Bye.